Hey, hey, hey. What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? God is good. I needed to say that. What's happening, y'all? Remember that time is fluid, so whenever you see this message, that's when you're meant to see it. It's a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone. So please only take what resonates and leave the rest. Yep. We're going to start with these. Y'all already know why I'm here. I was supposed to be doing something. You see that? I was supposed to be doing something else. Alright, now I get to it. How y'all been? Y'all alright? Good, good, good. Let's see what the energy is for the collective energy. Please and thank you. Y'all in my way. If you the person in my vision, then you in the god darn way. Who's in your way, collective? Okay, they jumping out. We got a house. It's the 12th house, Scorpio energy. Seeking oneness with all there is, as you should. And we have a Gemini here. What do you want to be known? Philanthropy, your giving, right? Your charity, your generosity, how you show up in the community, right? Philanthropy, right? But you don't talk about it, that's a whole different thing, right? Some people do things to be seen, for ego, for pride, right? And some, look, it says keep your involvement hidden. So whatever you're doing for the community, for anybody, don't talk about it, but you should already know that, because if you're giving from your heart, it ain't nothing to talk about. It's just something that you got. It's who you are, right? It says what is believed about. Yeah, it's like you invest in, there really is some substance to treat people how you want to be treated, because in this life we have ups and downs, right? And how we judge others, right? It can so turn around and be the shoe on the other foot, right? Because that's how life is, right? And not to say that things won't come. Spirit said it will return to the measure. Who's Spirit? To the measure, right? So however you was, however Father feels you need to learn, you need to experience it. That's between you and him, right? All depends on the action, right? It's this what we got here. Get a fair deal. Ooh, come on now. Yes, the 7th house. What house is that? That's about Libra energy. Okay. Diplomacy, right? Being fair-minded, not being I'm gonna say it like I heard it, like taking the higher road, right? Being, forgiving. Quickest way, get a fair deal. Right, so like your integrity, the intention. It's the intention. Can I get one more? This is about your relationships. How you act in relationships. Are you a giver? Are you a taker? Are you somebody that's empathetic? You're very forgiving, you know what I mean? You show people a lot of grace. But Spirit said what you want to be known is there is another side. Right? We all got a moon and a sun, right? A north and a south. Choices. Thank you, Spirit. It's all depends on how things goes, right? Use the quickest way. Get a fair deal. What we got is the last one, the 9th house. This is your purpose, Sagittarius energy. Your values, your spiritual values. as if or they came from all there is. Look at this, and it says seeking oneness with all there is. So you are seeking to be in alignment with the Most High, with the path that He's put you on, with the gifts that He's given you. And our gifts comes from our struggles. Our gifts comes from the journey, right? The things, the life lessons. And when we learn how to navigate it, and we learn how to see the pattern recognition, right? When we recognize the shit that we doing, the shit that we see other people doing, and when we remember the last time how you acted and where it got you, now you can sit back and you can see that shit for what it is. Oh, so you want me to be out of character. Oh, so you want to do that dance we used to do. You ain't got to do it no more, baby. You ain't got, listen, you can leave the party early. Yeah, it ain't a party if you ain't there anyway. That's what I heard. So this is what you've been seeking. This is the energy you've been in, right? There may be, some stuff going on around you, but see, you can't focus on that, because if you focus on that, you'll be totally trying to defend yourself, to right this one and to rebuke that one and to fix that lie. Man, listen, gossip, that will fix itself. To be fair, you'll get a fair deal. Judgment, when it comes to court, spiritual court, right? Hello. It's about how you show up in relationships. So people may have tried to use you as the scapegoat. They may have tried to blame you for some of their behavior. Something you did, right? It was, we done it. We all do it. And it's all good. But when you realize that if you're repenting and you're righting your own wrongs, that shit becomes null and void, because you're not even walking in that way. And people may say what they say, but that's because 9 times out of 10, this is looking like prison. So you could have had some time to yourself, right? You could not have been around, right? You could have been in hermit. You could have been in that healing energy where you were being taught, where you were seeking guidance and wisdom from God, from the Creator. Okay, we're gonna call Him the Creator. Okay, all right. What you want to be known, diplomacy, diplomatic, as if it came from all there is. Walking the walk, baby. Walking in the footsteps of the Most High, man. Jesus, I heard you. Walking, you know what I'm saying? And we're humans, so it's hard for us to ever be able to be like Him. We're never going to be able to be like Him. It's how we live our lives. Do we help other people from the integrity and the kindness? Like, we ain't trying to embarrass people. We ain't trying to show, look, here, let me help you. No, we ain't even got to ever talk about that again. Right? And you thank God at the end of the day that He gave you the opportunity, the wherewithal, the whatever you needed to help that person, because it was His provision. Right? If He gives us something to be stable, we're supposed to help other people. I mean, that in a perfect world, right? But that's just, it's the highest. It's love. Take care of each other, man. We're supposed to be taking care of each other. We're not supposed to be taking advantage of each other, hurting each other, character assassinating each other, trying to cause harm to each other. Now, why would you want that? But I'm just saying. So, you're about to get a fair deal, and Spirit's finna do it in a big way, okay? And I'd heard you're going to be able to help more people. Yep, something big's coming, baby. Yep. And it's not no payment, because there's nothing we can do to deserve God's love. There's nothing, because we're already broken spirit. We're already broken. Humanity's already broken. Jesus' sacrifice was a way for us to reconnect with God, so that at the end of these times, He has a plan for us. Right? We're going to get a chance to see a better time. Right? Because you know, that's everybody's ending. So, how it comes, that ain't really up to us. You hear me? So, you know, it's like get your, try to help one another up out of the pit. You feeling me? And not try to keep somebody down there, because it's not going to end well, man. It's really not. You're not going to have any purpose in a world where my Father's going to give us peace and beauty and clean air and a new chance to promised land. Okay? Child, you all know we got to go, but then when we come back, where we coming back at? You hear me? You know, where's our soul gonna go? To what dimension? Right? Child, listen. How long is it gonna take for the earth to regenerate after all this mess that they finna do? Because they destroying it. They don't even realize that when you're bombing these places, that's still the earth. You know what I mean? You're attacking the earth. Something that God made. You know what I mean? And pollution and all that. Man, listen, let me get off of this. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, Spirit. It's too controversial for me. It's too controversial for me. For this platform. I'm going to put it like that. Alright, y'all, let's get it. What's going on here? We got the 5 of Cups. And then we got the Knight of Pentacles. Carrying something for a very long time. Yep, this is you coming out of this prison. Remember? This isolation. There's another side of you that's looking to be explored. I heard it's their turn. You know, the low vibration had their turn. Now it's time for the high vibration. And there's a thought. There's like this hesitation because of the past that's got you very cautious. I feel like you've been like revisiting, cycling, you know, this loss, this disappointment, right? Things that didn't work out. It's like I feel like you've been, not only did you have to go through it and to feel it, right, but you were taught in this isolation on how to transmute it. And what the best way to get over, you know, when you're feeling bad is to do something for somebody else. And I can say it really works because you're not focused on what's wrong in your life, right? Because look at around you, right? If you are helping somebody else, then clearly they are going through something that you've experienced. That's why God uses our experience, our traumas, our tribulations, right? When He heals us from it, when He helps us and allows us to overcome it, to show somebody else, to go out there and be, man, that's what it's about. It is not about all this stuff. This stuff, like, look, it can be gone in a minute. Anyway, let's keep going. I feel like you've been in a certain way about yourself for a very long time. But it was because you could even have been isolating yourself. It was because you were nursing your wounds. You were nursing your wounds. And you were praying, seeking oneness with all there is, right? Trying to figure, listen, what's this about? Right? Yeah. What's going on in Spirit? Even with the Gemini sign, one face is facing south and one face is facing north. You know what I mean? What did I say? Y'all been by yourself. You've been by yourself, working on yourself, working on your stability. Queen of Wands. Yeah. Transmuting. Yeah, and it's time for you to, receive the seeds that you've been planting. I seen the Seven of Pentacles too. The seeds that you've been planting while you've been over here, working on yourself, healing and doing whatever it is you do, right? However it is you work, however it is you give back, however it is you support others, however it is you open your arms or your home or your resources to give to others. We got the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Cups. What's this? Seven of Swords, right on, get a fair deal, right? We got a Queen of Cups here. Somebody wants to, or this could be, I don't think this is you, collective, with this Seven of Swords energy, this deceptive energy. But there could be Four of Wands, yeah. Three of Pentacles, the Star. You might have somebody around you that, that could be on the relationships, diplomatic. There could be somebody around you that, they're very deceptive. They want to come in and cause some kind of disruption in your life. They want to steal something from you. They want to cut something away from you. Interfere with something. Somebody could go back and repeat things that you say. Four of Wands and the Five of Wands in the reverse. That's 9 Wands. Want you to not be in this energy, so to speak, right? Not to not heal, not to get over it, not to surrender, to let it go, to overcome it. Maybe somebody's used to you. There's definitely been some kind of gossip. Somebody may have only wanted people to see the dark side of you. Or maybe those are the relationships that you were surrounding yourself with and you had to remove yourself. Right? Something was keeping you stuck and you had to let it go. Seriously. You had to learn how to heal. Yeah, that's what you did. You surrendered. Man, somebody did a lot of purging. Somebody could have been doing a lot of crying. A lot of crying, a lot of releasing. Yeah, Queen of Wands. What's this? The Two of Cups in the reverse. Somebody doesn't want you to be able to, the philosophy and the laws involved. We're not just talking about the 3D laws. We're talking about the spiritual laws. That's what I'm talking about with the Seven of Swords. See, somebody is interfering in something that they have no business. Okay? We got a King of Pentacles here. Somebody's interfering in something they have no business. They're interfering with you moving forward because you've done the work. Right? You've done the work. You healed whatever it is, the triggers, right? You learn how to emotionally compartmentalize, events and shit like that. You learn the pattern recognition and you're ready to move on with your life. You're ready to begin. You're ready to experience, all there is, right? Because you've forgiven yourself. You've forgiven others, and God has forgiven you because He told you so. That's what y'all was talking about in Hermit, right? Listen, this is somebody that ain't learned no lesson. Somebody hard-headed. This King of Pentacles, Yeah, with the Page of Swords in reverse. There's somebody that they're a sly one. They're set in their ways. Somebody very, very much so set in their ways. But see, Spirit's finna do something in a big way for you. There's something big that's coming, and somebody knows it. Somebody knows it. Yeah. Somebody can see it. Look at you, the Queen of Wands. Man, listen. If somebody used to see you fucked up, or even just, you just down, or you didn't have, or whatever, right? But who they see, somebody may have seen you as somebody that was depressed. You was self-sabotaging. You was, just emotionally fucked up, right? Because in your relationships, who knows what was in them cups? You know what I'm saying? That's for everybody's story, whoever's story, right? But for this time that you had to yourself, it's like you're in this Queen of Wands. You're beautiful. You're magnetic, right? You have good things. You're being favored, but what people don't know, right? What you want to be known, but what people don't know is you do other things, right? That you don't talk about, because what's the purpose? What's the purpose of doing things in ego? What's the purpose of doing things to try to get attention? That makes no sense. That's not really work. That's pride. That's pride. That's look at me. That means I still don't value myself. I still don't believe that I am enough. I still don't forgive something about myself, or I don't believe God. If you don't believe God forgave you, then you don't forgive yourself. Because if you let other people dictate when you should be forgiven, man, it's gonna be a cold day at HE double toothpicks. We got that Page of Wands. Look at this. Somebody's not learning the lesson. The World in the reverse and the Page of Wands. Life lessons. Pages are students. Look. Judgment in the reverse. The Sun. Somebody can't see something. Somebody won't release something. Somebody won't let it go. Something they don't want to let go. With the Sun energy, something they want to keep hidden. Somebody's very unbalanced. 3 of Wands. Spirit says somebody's effed up. What's this about, Spirit? Why? It wasn't because of the communication. Listen. You protected. While you was in the bubble talking to the Most High. Right? Allowing the ancestors and the spirit guides to show you who you were. Man, listen. That's awesome. What else going on in Spirit? It's a wonderful... you may have gone into this energy unwillingly, hurt, in pain, in the fetal position, I'm hearing, right? But Lord, He took care of you. You were well taken care of, and you were healed, and somebody was blowing your nose. Some of y'all can have a runny nose, or you have a lot of congestion. Go blow your nose. Yes, child, because you've been crying and shit. You've been crying and working. And not just on yourself. You've been healing through helping others heal. You hear me? Or just offering, right? That's what transmute is. It's like you turn that pain into gas, into fuel. Hey, the Swords in the reverse, baby. Listen. You ain't stuck no more. Yeah, you went within, right? You looked at you seen your demons face to face, right? It's who you are. It's the little person in you. It's you. It's the you that you keep hidden, that you don't want nobody to know, right? So we act off of that shit. What we got here? We got 3 of Pentacles. Listen, you had to release some relationships, right? Things when things are no longer serving you. You can't heal. But this is a whole different. We can heal from a lot of things, but when we in this energy here, when you're sitting with God, yeah, that's some powerful, courageous, strong. Strong. Listen, baby. This is a strong one, baby. You are. I heard chosen. I only want to use that word. I really didn't want to use that one. But you did the work. You earned your freedom, nigga. 8 of Swords in reverse. You earned your freedom. Yes, you did. You weren't just sitting by yourself healing and allowing God to heal you. He had you working. You heard? Not saying that it was work, but you know what I'm saying? Healing others through healing you. Look at that, right? You weren't just sitting still crying and boo-hoo and shit. Nah. You will learn how to be by yourself and listen to Him. And talk to Him. Have a conversation with Him. You ain't crazy. You praying, baby. That's conversations. Right? And doing things that people, it's philanthropy. You're doing what you do. It was not for nothing, baby. Yeah. He gonna show you. Look at this 5 of Wands. You ain't competing with nobody. No more conflict. Nope. You're not fighting with for what? Listen. You got things to do. God got other shit for you to do. You hear me? And as a matter of fact, you've been doing it. Knight of Swords. So all of that, whatever that was, all those attacks and however somebody was shooting their bow and arrows, or tried to get in the way. Let me get one more, but I'm looking for a deck. Is this the one? Hang on. Let me just close up the 7 of Swords here. Tell us about that 7 of Swords. It was a blessing in disguise. Look at that, right? It was a diamond in the rough. You was going through the pressure. You were being challenged to learn yourself. You were being challenged to look at those ugly parts. You were being challenged. Listen, that's what the world is. You was being challenged and tested. Yes. And the biggest challenge was sitting with yourself. Why you keep trying to run from yourself? Sitting with yourself and purging and looking at that ugly ass shit of a life that you have in front of you. And listen. And it never ends, right? Because, listen, that shit is as old as you are. Right? So, you know what I mean? But each experience, each path that you go down is going to push you. It's going to trigger something that's even deeper. But see, it's not going to trigger you to the point where you're going to fall off balance. No. All it's going to trigger is because you already got a nice buffer now. You got a lot of, resilience now, right? You can see the pattern recognition now. But it's always going to be teaching you something more and more and more, because life is going to get more and more fucking complex. Okay? What's that 7 of Swords energy, Spirit? Look at this shit. Ooh, the Magician in the reverse. What? Ooh-wee. God's gonna do it, baby, in a big way, and you're gonna be able to do more, reach more, reverberate more energy. Yeah, listen, I promise. You hear me? Yes. No arrow by day, no stone by day, no arrow by night. Whatever it is they was doing out here. Yeah. Oh, right? Look at that. Justice on the bottom. In fact, you're doing it. Is this the deck? I don't know, man. But I picked it up, right? So let's get some closing arguments here, because Justice, Spirit said, here go your closing arguments, and then the defense is gonna rest. Woo-wee. But what you want to be known diplomatically, right? Fairly. The judge, justice, the universe will right itself, right? Come on, Spirit. What we got here? We got child of the cosmos. Yeah. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. That's what you figured out, right? You're not for everyone. You learned that too, didn't you? Embrace your weirdness, face your true north, and that's what you did. You actually got to know yourself. You sat still with all that ugliness, right? But you also have some grace. God gave you grace. You also have some gracefulness, right? It's like this energy comes from trauma, because when we're traumatized, we behave a certain way. We act out of our trauma. When we're trying to heal from that trauma, which is not easy. It's not easy because it calls for us to release the people that hurt us. We gotta let it go. You understand? And sometimes we don't want to do that. But every now and again, somebody will want to experience something other than the sorrow with that 5 of Cups, right? And you also, in your sorrow, in your cleansing, in your crushing, in your walk with yourself and with God, right? Facing your true north. Lost my train of thought. You ain't for everybody. That's what Spirit's saying, and you understand that. That's why you handle your relationships with diplomacy, right? So that when it comes back around, all right, we're gonna take those that flew out. It'll be just, right? Protection. 8 of Cups in the reverse. 4 of Wands. Yeah, somebody want to let go. We got here star ancestors. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. And then we got deep cellular healing. What did I say? Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Queen of Cups, baby, that's you. Pleiades energy, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. You decided that you was going to do what you was called to do, what you were sent here to do. Your mission. That was a mission. I feel like, yeah, I'm not going to get all into the soul missions and stuff like that. But with the channeling, you've gotten open communication with other than just the 3D. All right, you could have a lot of clears. You could have all the clears. You have access, like Akashic, not just Akashic, but like messages from like megahertz from out there, from all of that shit. I see that. Uplifting and channeling. So that's channeling is receiving and giving messages, right? Let's see. What's the spiritual meaning of channeling?
Channeling is a spiritual practice where someone allows a higher consciousness, energy, or entity to express information. It acts as a bridge to wisdom, offering guidance, emotional healing, and helping people find their life's purpose.
Boop. And if you didn't hear that, Google it, just like I did. Anyway, I'm going to leave it right there, because that's enough of mine. Anyway, it's good to see y'all again. Alright, did I say what today was? I did, right? To 26 March, Thursday, March 26. And now it's 4:33 p.m. Alright, y'all. Y'all stay up. Peace.